In this video, I'm going to show you how to use heat to get rid of wood-boring insects inside of lumber.
This big plywood box is my solution, and what it is plywood clamped together with some pieces of wood around the edges and a small wood stove sat on one end with the lumber or furniture or whatever it is you need to treat on this side. What I have in there right now is 2 tables and some lumber for making another table. I make farm tables out of reclaimed wood, and on occasion the reclaimed wood will have something like powder post beetles still in the wood chewing it up. This gives it a nice character, but the ones that are still living, you want them dead. So the solution, you need to get the wood hot, very hot. Well, not too hot. About 150 degrees will do it, and you just need the core temperature of the wood to get to 150 degrees. And I'm sure there's all different kinds of ways you can do this, but this is what I have rigged up, at least temporarily, to see if this method will work. And I'm sure it will, because I have an oven thermometer inside that says I'm at about 175 to 200, and it's only down to about 150 one time. But so far it's just staying nice and toasty inside, and I've reached in and felt the wood, can't even touch it. So, like I said, wood stove on this side, then I have a plywood divider just leaning up against my table that's on this side, and the rest of the lumber is just kind of stacked up in there. So let's go in for a closer look. Got this moving blanket kind of flapped over a gap where I can reach in, and on the inside got this oven thermometer. And you can see the current temperature is 175, and I've just got that sitting on the top of the table on the opposite side as the wood stove, and I think that gives me a pretty good indicator of the temperature.
On this end, I've just got a couple of Irwin clamps holding the plywood, the end cap on, and this is where I access the wood stove. So for example, when I need to add a little more wood, just unclamp those clamps. Got some small chunks of wood to fit this small wood stove, and I just move this over, and there it is. This is a piece of galvanized little sheet metal just as a heat shield to the plywood. It was burning it. So then I just drop those pieces in.
Here's a side view to let you see where everything was positioned in the container. It was 2 tables and then some extra boards. So you got the wood stove, the plywood divider, the 2 tables, and some extra boards. So most of the space in there was taken up to kind of reduce the amount of wasted airspace.
Well, that about does it. The total amount of time the lumber was inside the box was about 4 hours. Pretty sure it's going to do it. It was a constant 175 to 200 degrees, and 150 is the temperature from research that I've done that you really have to hit. And it's not just hit the temperature and you're done. You need to make sure it has a core, the wood has a core temperature of at least 150 for at least a little while. The lowest amount of time I've seen was someone said 30 minutes. It needs to hit 150 for at least 30 minutes. I'll have to report back to you and let you know how this whole experiment worked out. If it works out good, I'm going to end up making a more permanent situation with a larger wood stove and then a higher capacity for stacking up lumber. And that would be a future video if all goes well. Alright, well, if you like the video, please let me know below in the comments. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more videos like the one you saw today, and I'll see you next time.